This is the ThermoMate 1500 watt infrared electric patio heater. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the instruction booklet along with the remote control, which you're going to need, and some mounting hardware. They give you the wall mount bracket in case you want to wall mount this instead of putting it on the included stand. It's your option, however you want to do it like that. And then you get the guard over here, which will also allow you to reposition it as such. Here is the heater itself, and of course the stand for it. It's sort of like a tripod type thing. Now, one thing I wanted to point out before we get started is you'll take it out of the box and you're going to hear that's totally normal. The tube is in here, obviously, if that's broken. And by the way, there are 4 nice things they put in there to hold the tube secure in shipping. So I was a little concerned taking it out of the box, but what that actually is are just screws mounted on the back of this that can slide. That's all you're hearing. It's perfectly fine. So now I want to tell you a little bit about the unit first, and then of course I'll show you how to put it together and we'll test it out. This unit is IP65 waterproof. If it's outside and it starts drizzling, it's probably okay. Personally, I don't like the idea of something plugged in when it's wet out, so I'd move it kind of more indoors for that. But that's totally up to you. If you have a covered patio, of course, you have nothing to worry about. It'll be perfectly fine. As with anything that has a waterproof rating, don't test it. Just take it on faith that it'll be okay in the event of an incident like that. You get the remote, as I said before. There are 3 heating levels. Like I said, this is a 1500 watt heater, so you have 500, 1000, and 1500 watts for a low, medium, and high kind of thing. There's also a timer you could set up to 24 hours. This plugs in with a standard electrical cord for the United States, which is right over here. Just a regular plug like that. This will work on pretty much any circuit. Like I said, it's 1500 watts. A 15 amp circuit will give you 1875 watts. So there's plenty of leeway there to prevent blowing the circuit. It has a tripod base. The base of the tripod itself is 43 inches across. So it's going to be nice and sturdy. You can adjust the height of this when it's mounted to it, and that's what we're going to do today. From 35 inches on up to 60. The heating element is a carbon fiber element, and like I said before, it's also wall mountable. It also has a tip over protection in it, and it can heat up to 100 square feet. Now let's talk about that for a minute. This is an outdoor heater, okay? Whether it's wherever it is, you have the outdoors going against it. Pretty much what's going to happen is if you're standing in front of this, you're going to be nice and warm. As far as the rest of the area, and again, I'll show you that a little bit later, it may not get that warm. However, I have some people over on the 4th of July every year, and I have an electric patio heater. It's old, it still works, but it's kind of rusty and it's, you know. But what we do is we put that on low. And it's really nice when we get out of the pool. Now, it's a disaster now because it's winter, it's frozen over, and leaves and everything else. But, you know, believe you me, when you get out of this, even on a nice hot day like that, especially in the evening, it really is a nice retreat. And just walking in the room there with that on low for, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2, you already sense the warmth in the room, then you stand in front of it, it is phenomenal. Now, if you're thinking that this may not be enough for your particular area, well, you can of course try it and see, and if anything else, you can get a second one. Of course, you're going to need the appropriate electrical connections for that, but you also have another option if you wanted to go, you know, full boat on it. ThermoMate also makes 240 volt models that can mount on the wall in your patio or anything like that, and that's going to be double the output of this at least. So you can go that way if you really want. Might also be good, but again, you're going to need 240 volts there in order to run it. For now, we're going to put this together, so I'm going to familiarize myself with that and show you how it goes. So one of the steps, you need to install the guard or adjustment handle, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, these are screws on the back. They slide in this channel. Leave 2 in the middle, put 1 at each end, and as you see now, you will adjust this so you put the hole over the screw, and they give you wing nuts like this to attach it. So this is what it looks like installed, as you see, with the wing nuts. Also something worth bearing in mind, there are 2 different size wing nuts. These take the smaller ones. If you put the bigger ones on, you're going to spin them all day and they won't go on. Next thing is we need that wall mount bracket. Yes, I know it's not going on the wall, but it still mounts to these screws to mount to the tripod base. Here is the bracket right here, and there's sort of this 45-degree angle piece. That piece mounts to the back of the heater. Just get the nuts in place like that and position it over the screws, and then put those wing nuts on there. Pardon the change in audio. You see that my microphone cut out, but you can see how it's mounted. And the rest is really self-evident. There are 2 holes in the tripod stand and 2 holes in the bracket. Put the long bolts through that with the wing nuts. So you can see those are attached there, and then I forged ahead and mounted it to the tripod, and that you can see right here. These were the longer bolts with the larger wing nuts. I did this all one person. It's really not too heavy, so it's not really too difficult. You just got to get the bolt lined up and push through, and it goes right up. Let's take a look at it. So there it is, mounted atop the tripod, as you see right there. Go all the way down to the ground so you can see. And that stands roughly about 5 foot tall or so. The head of it is fixed in that position, kind of looking down like that. And that really is where you want it for the most part. Now the cord length is pretty generous, as you see right here. I don't know precisely how long. The listing said 3.2 feet. It's definitely longer than that. We're going to say about 6. Now, if that's not going to be long enough for you, that's quite all right. You can use an extension cord with it, but you have to use one of the appropriate gauge. Your typical outdoor orange extension cord, 25 feet, probably you'll be okay. But anything longer than that, you're going to want a cord like this. It's just a regular extension cord, but look how thick this is. This is a 12 gauge extension cord, and I forget, maybe 14 feet or something like that this one is. So if you need one, you can use one, but just make sure that you size that up correctly to get one that's going to work. Because otherwise, your cord may overheat, and quite frankly, these cords are a bit more money, but you cannot put a price on safety. For the remote, you do need to supply a battery. This takes a CR2025 battery that is similar to this. I don't have any. This is a CR2016, and that'll work in its place. It's a little bit thinner, but like I said, it'll work. And that's just for the remote, but you don't need the remote to operate the unit. If you wanted to install the battery in it, the way it goes is you just stick your thumb in that little thing there and move it that way, and it slides out, and then you put the battery in with the shiny side up with the writing on it, put that in, and now you're ready to go. There's a control panel on the side there. You have to put the master switch on, which is all the way on the side. Click it on, it'll beep, and you'll get a display there. There are touch buttons. I can't see where I am, so there we go. P0 means power level 0. It's not, it doesn't do anything at power level 0. Press again for power level 1, and now it is on, and I can feel some heat. You want some more? Power level 2 or power level 3, or the timer right over here. And you can set that up to 24 hours, at which point it will turn off. To use the remote, you have the power button, plus and minus, and a timer button. So to make it work, you hit the power button and it'll say P0, power level 0. Like I said, it doesn't do anything at P0, so you have to make it P1. If you press the power button again, it turns off. So you have to hit the plus button. So power, it says P0, plus makes it P1, and now it's on low, 500 watts. Press again, power level 2, and power level 3. If you want the timer, press the timer button, and now plus and minus to set however many hours that you want. Okay, like that. And of course, when you're done, you can just turn it off like that. So let's go ahead and turn it back on to power level 1, and let's see how it feels. So we'll let that just cook up a couple seconds. It really only takes about, 5-10 seconds, and it's warm. And yes, there is just some mild heat. Now, it's not really a match for 40 degrees out here, but standing by it, you can get by like this. Your legs might be cold, but it's not bad. And like I said, it's sort of a radiant type glow, so that means that it's going to heat everything in the room nicely. It's more of a spot heater kind of thing, where what it's pointing at is what's going to get the most heat out of it, but the farther away from it you are, the less you're going to feel, but you get the general idea with that. So power level 2, just press the plus button. And now we are seeing a glow out of it. You may see it at night on power level 1, but now it's really what I like to call chooching. You really feel the heat now. Low is nice, like I said, like I explained before on July 4th and that, where it kind of heats the room up nice like that, given some time. And we're in the pool right outside, so we can monitor this, and if there's any problem, well, it'll take a little bit to get out of the pool, but we can go and shut it off or something, so it's all right. But at night, you might see a glow on power level 1. On 2, I definitely feel it. It's really nice. And pardon me as I cross in front of the camera, I can feel it. We are, a good 6 feet away. And I do feel some heat coming off of it. It's not that much. Let's go to power level 3. And now the glow gets brighter. And let me come back over here, and yeah, that's nice. This is right after you get out of the pool. That'll dry you up nice and quick, and it's nice like that. Remember that you can adjust the height of this down to about 30 inches and about on up to, I believe it was 55 inches. So it stands about 5 foot tall or so in that general neck of the woods. And yeah, all around pretty nice. Really can't complain. It definitely throws the heat out. I really like that it's wide, because the other one that I have is 1/3 the size of this, and it's got 3 tubes in it. So you gotta squeeze together with somebody else to get all the heat out of it. This, you could stand 2 people nicely in front of it, and you will get all the heat that this is putting out if you're that cold. Otherwise, like I said, it will heat the room up given time. Remember, of course, that you're going to be outside and you have the outside elements fighting you. In the colder weather, this most people say it has to work harder. It doesn't. It just it's fighting against the cold is what it is. When it's warmer out, you're going to get better effects out of it, of course. And you might want to tone it down to power level 2 or even 1, depending on where you're going to be and what you're trying to heat and all of that kind of stuff like that. So all around, I really like the length of the unit going across like that, because it heats up a larger area like that. The glow is just classic. It's really nice, especially at night if you have some other dim lights in that. It really, really looks inviting, and I think it helps to enhance the experience. And otherwise, it just sits there, does its thing. You can set the timer. You have the 3 different power levels, 500, 1000, and 1500 watts. And like I said, ThermoMate makes a whole bunch of different heaters that you can get. If this may not be enough for you, but you don't want to do 240 volts, but you can do another 120 volt circuit, and some houses might already have that. I have 2 circuits out here just because. And you know, that way you could run 2 of them and it'll really get nice and warm. Or you can opt for one of their 240 volt models if you want it instead, but again, you do need to run power for that, and something like that would typically be mounted to the wall. Once again, this was the ThermoMate 1500 watt infrared patio heater. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.